Good evening. Good evening. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Good evening, everybody. Come on in, jump in to the Facebook Live this evening. How's everybody doing? Go ahead and type in if you're doing fine, if you're doing good. Hey, Miss Gail. Gail's watching. Miss Gail. Hey, Amy. Good evening, y'all. Hello. Come on in. So as you all know, this is Thursday evening, so 6:30 I am on here and I'm giving tips on personal and professional development. So I do want to say good evening to everyone, and you know that I start on time. So if you've been with me for the past few weeks or for a while, you know that I do my lives and I like to start on time. So right now it is 6:30. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and if someone they come in later on, or they can or they're coming in maybe when I've gotten into my steps and all of that good stuff, then they can catch the replay. So first and foremost, hey, good evening. I'm Luana Michelle, and I am here to enlighten, encourage, and empower you to live to your fullest potential. And I am a business and life strategist, so I help you in your personal and your professional development to get from chaos to clarity in your business, in your life, in your leadership skills. And so anything that I do, if you are wanting that type of development, hey, I'm here for you. I am the one for you. And today we are talking about emotional intelligence. So this topic, y'all, is so important, especially now, because if you really think about, we all know all of these things that are going on right now in our community, I would just say in the world, because we have so many people and that are coming together right now in unity to fight racism, to fight injustice, to fight all of these things that Black people and minorities have been fighting against for years. And so this emotional intelligence, or EQ, so if I say emotional intelligence or if I say EQ, I'm talking about the exact same thing. But this is so important right now, because if we're talking about and trying to move forward and trying to strategize and trying to create change, whether it's in our communities, whether it's in our corporate arena, whether it's in policies, procedures, then at some point, we're going to have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because we are going to be in situations and in environments where people may not think the same way we do, or they may not feel the same way that we do. So as effective leaders, we have to make sure that we are emotionally intelligent in all of our doings, in all of our conversations, in the things that we and the people that we deal with. I've experienced some conversations where people have said to me, that I'm an overachiever, or they have said to me that they can't believe that I've gotten a promotion, or people have said to me certain things like, where do you get your clothes from, and you're just, where do you get your little fancy stuff from? So these are people that have said things to me in the workplace, and so I have had to be, because I enjoy where I worked previously and where I work now, I have had to be emotionally intelligent and do things and have those conversations in the right manner. And so that takes skill, that takes practice, and that takes being aware. So effective leaders are self-aware leaders. So if you think of top performers, they are emotionally intelligent. EQ is responsible for a lot of your job performance. It's over half of your job performance, whether you are in the corporate arena or whether you are in the community. And so also people with a high EQ, the top performers, they also make a little bit more, because they're able to communicate in those chaotic situations. They're able to communicate effectively. They're able to just strategize. They're able to, handle chaotic situations. And so this is research that has been done, that people that are high in EQ also make a little bit more. And so a lot of this information is coming from a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I actually have studied this, and I actually train on this as well. And so you will have the opportunity. I'm not going to go real deep in this today, because you'll have the opportunity to attend a webinar that I will be presenting on June 16th. And so you'll be able to go into Eventbrite. You'll be able to sign up for that. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, and you'll be able to go deeper into your emotional intelligence. Additionally, there's going to be emotional intelligence assessment that you'll be able to access as well. And so we'll be able to talk about that, and we'll take a deeper dive into into your emotional intelligence. And at that webinar, I'll also offer ways and action steps for you to increase that, where you can actually implement those steps at that particular time. So emotional intelligence is just, it's basically you managing your emotions in the moment. You are aware of your emotions right there in the moment. So if something is happening, it is just taking that quick, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and saying, what am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling those emotions? It's also broken down into 4 different areas. Well, I'll say 4 different areas, but there's 2 different areas that we really want to talk about. It's that personal competence, and then that social competence. So the personal competence is basically made of your self-awareness. So again, you are aware of who you are. You're aware of what it is that you're doing right there. And these are the key words, 3 key words that I want you to really think about. The key words are in the moment. So again, that makes us slow down a little bit. That makes us really stop and think about what it is that we're doing. Why are we thinking the way that we're thinking, and what it is that we're doing, so that we can make sure that we don't react, but we respond effectively. Again, if we're talking about making change in our communities, if we're talking about making changes where we work, if we're talking about making changes so that other people can have a better life, then we have to definitely be self-aware of what it is that we're doing right there in the moment. So the personal competence is the self-awareness, and then it's also the self-management. So now that you're aware of your emotions, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration, whether it's excitement, now you can manage yourself. You can manage your ability to do whatever it is that you need to do after that. So now that you have these emotions, now you are managing your behavior. You're being flexible. You're being open to new behaviors, and you are able to modify your behavior so you can make sure that you are effectively communicating whatever it is that you want to communicate. So that's the personal competence piece of it. The social competence piece of it is this is made up of your social awareness and your relationship awareness. So the social awareness is basically, now that you have stopped, you have listened to yourself, you have taken inventory of where your personal emotions are, you have modified your behavior, and now you are accurately picking up on somebody else's behavior. So let's say, for example, you are in your workplace, you're at a meeting, you are at a conversation where a few people are coming together with different views, and somebody says something that you do not agree with. A lot of people that are not emotionally intelligent, they're going to pop off at the mouth. They're going to say whatever it is that they want to say. They're going to cause this, they're going to do whatever. And that's not effective, y'all. Like, there's, some people say that it is effective. But when you are trying to work together as a team, when you are trying to work together to create change, there is going to be some times, yes, it's going to be chaotic. Because, again, not everyone believes the same thing that you believe. But if you are emotionally intelligent, that is going to help people perceive you in a way that, oh, this person has self-control. Oh, this person, I can listen to this person, because sometimes silence is powerful. But you have to be able to silence your those negative emotions. And I'm not saying this works all the time, but it is an effective way to get your point across. It's not always, blowing up. It's not always, cussing and fussing and yelling. there are times when, in order to get things to move, you have to be emotionally intelligent. I've seen it personally. I've seen there have been times when I have really kind of just been reserved, not because somebody made me reserved, and not because I wasn't able to talk openly or speak openly. It was because I wanted to manage my emotions, just because I did not want people to perceive me in a certain way, because that's just me. I didn't want people to say, well, this person, she goes off all the time. That's not what I wanted to do. So in order to be effective, I had to manage my emotions. The second part that I said, the social competence, is the social awareness. And this is, again, accurately picking up on other people's emotions. I would say, for example, if you go into a grocery store, you are, someone is at the register and it appears that they have an attitude, or they appear that, they just are not being friendly. Again, you're stopping to see, instead of popping off at the mouth or saying, why you got an attitude? We don't. It's just saying, you know what? Let me see what's going on with me right now. This person is not friendly. I want to be able to modify my behavior. And then, you know what, the social awareness, now you're picking up on this person's emotions. And you know what, you can understand, it's really understanding what's really going on. So that's just going to take a second to tell this, or ask this person, hey, how are you doing today? What's going on with you? How is your day going? And then this person may even respond and say, you know what, I have been here 14 hours. I'm tired. And now I'm not saying that that's justifying how they treat you or how they talk to you, but that will give you a different perspective of understanding that it has nothing, people's emotions sometimes have nothing to do with you at all. It's something that's going on with them, and it's something that's occurring within them, and that you're just the person that is there. Not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that that is wrong or anything. But what I'm saying is, if you are emotionally intelligent, you'll take a couple of seconds and say, you know what, how are you? What's really going on? And then you can also, that'll give you a chance to really maybe even minister to that person. That would give you a chance to maybe even, put a little peace in that person's life. Sometimes people just need somebody to listen. And so that's really huge. And so again, when you're trying to be emotionally intelligent and to increase your EQ, that social awareness piece is huge, y'all. And then you have the relationship management. So like I said, the emotional intelligence is broken down into 4 different areas. But 2 of the buckets, you have your personal competence. And inside of the personal competence is that self-awareness and that self-management. So the personal is all about self. And then the social competence is also broken down into 2 different areas. That's the social awareness. And the 4th one is that relationship management. Now that you have stopped, you have modified your behavior and how you're going to respond. You have picked up on the emotions of other people. Now you are able to be aware and use your awareness of your personal emotions and the other person's emotions. And now you're able to manage that relationship effectively. So when you were trying to, I don't know if you've ever been in a conversation where you have said something, or somebody has even said something to you that they really didn't mean, and now either you or the other person had to come back and apologize and use, I really didn't mean to say that, or you know what, I hate that I said that to you. I hate that I hurt your feelings. And so if we're emotionally intelligent, then we can make sure that we're managing those relationships effectively. Because a lot of times what will happen is, if we say the wrong thing, or we say something that really hurts somebody, then that can damage a relationship. And so for those relationships that are important to us, we want to make sure that we are emotionally intelligent to make sure that we're managing those emotions and managing those relationships. So when you think of a person, you think of the whole person. Intelligence is not the only thing that's part of your being. You have your IQ, which is basically your ability to learn. You have your personality, which is comes from experiences and how you grew up and how you are. And then again, you have your EQ, your emotional intelligence. So these are all different areas that make up the whole person, that make up who you are. And I just want you to be encouraged in those different areas. Again, I'm not gonna be here that long, but I did want to just share these tips with you. As I said at the very beginning, I do have a webinar, and I'm going to offer the webinar. The link is going to be posted on this particular on this live, and you can go to Eventbrite and sign up to be a part of this webinar. In the webinar, you are going to, again, you're going to be able to get an assessment that you can gauge if you're really trying to increase your emotional intelligence, if you're trying to make sure that, you know, when you are moving forward, if you're trying to step out of your comfort zone, if you're really trying to develop in certain areas of your life, then this is a huge piece when you're talking about managing your emotions in adversity, in chaos, in uncomfortable situations, in different areas where you would like to be more productive. There's a webinar that I said I'm going to be doing on June 16th. It's a Tuesday, so it's not a regular Thursday, but it's on a Tuesday at 6:30. You can go to the link that I'm going to post that is active. It's going to be posted right after this Facebook Live, and you'll be able to go on, sign up. It's going to be a Zoom, so I'll be able to send you a Zoom meeting, and then you'll be able to go to the webinar, and we'll talk more in depth about where it is that you land, what it is that you're doing, and how ways that you can increase your emotional intelligence to be more of an effective leader. Alrighty. So thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. You could be anywhere else at these particular moments, but I appreciate you for being right here with me on this Thursday. As you all know, I'm here every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. And if you have any topics that you would like to discuss, or if you have any suggestions, please inbox me. Let me know. If you have my number, call me, text me, whatever, and we can get it going. And I will definitely make sure that we get on the live and talk about it and discuss it. All right. Thank you all for showing up. I love y'all. I'm Lawana Harris, and I'm here to enlighten, encourage, and empower you to live your fullest potential. Follow me on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube and right here on Facebook. I appreciate you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.